This video supports you in considering accessibility in the online tool you are using, building independent use of the tool, and features to increase learning outcomes. Communication technologies offer amazing tools to support children and young people who have a particular need to help them access their learning. Many of the possibilities offered will help learners of all abilities and certainly provide equality of opportunity for those who may be experiencing a barrier to their learning. Children in this video from Microsoft are describing the difference one tool has made for them.
The true purpose of education is to create possibility.
It was a little hard for me. People laugh whenever I read sometimes.
Well, they knew how to read, and I didn't.
I will never be good at reading. I will probably be held back again.
It highlights the words to know where I am.
When it's reading, I see spaces between the words, and it's easy to focus on.
The first time I actually could read that book, I was proud of myself.
I was very proud of myself.
Good job, Joey.
When technology and education come together, possibility becomes reality.
I want to read every book in here.
We want all our learners to be empowered, to work independently, to have the focus they need, and to be able to use the same tools they see their peers using. In the Microsoft video, you heard from children how Office has tools that give them the confidence to read more effectively. It also provides the ability to dictate the text they want to use and to show captions for learners where English is their second language. We're going to start by looking at Immersive Reader. This is available online and offline. I'm using the online version, which has the advantage of including the picture dictionary. I've pasted this text from the DK Find Out online encyclopedia. Going to the View menu, I can open Immersive Reader. Immediately, you can see how much more accessible this can make a Word document for many learners. I've set this up using the options within the text preferences, where I've chosen the text size that is best for me. I've chosen to increase the spacing. I've selected Comic Sans as the font I would like to use. I've chosen a background colour that will best help me as I read. Using the grammar options, I could choose to have the text shown broken up into syllables to support me as I read. I can choose to have nouns highlighted. So as part of analysing text, I've got this support to help me identify those parts of speech. In the reading preferences, I can choose to have a line focus to support me as I read the document, to focus on the part of the text that I need to look at that moment. The reading preferences allow me to turn on the picture dictionary so that as I read, if there's a word I'm uncertain of, I can choose to get that visual clue. That's not available for all words, but where there isn't a picture clue, I can listen to that word.
Constantly.
You'll also notice that I've got the ability to listen in a different language. In those reading preferences, you can choose which language you would like to have available. I'm going to go for Czech, and I can choose to have that available by word.
Neustále.
Or I can choose to have the translation for the whole document. Once those options are set up, each time I log into my online Office account, I'll see Immersive Reader in this way. I can also use it to listen to the text. Clicking on the arrow at the bottom of the screen
Is constantly moving. It is recycled over and over again. This
I can listen to the text. I've got settings that I can use to change the voice speed and choose whether I want to hear a female or a male reading to me. I might decide to add some text to this document. We're going to exit Immersive Reader and use the Home menu, which means I can select the Dictate tool. As I speak, it will add the words to my document. Full stop. I've stopped dictating so that I can show you the settings that are available. It will allow me to select auto punctuation, or, as I've been doing, to use voice commands. In PowerPoint, I can turn on captions. As I present, this means that a learner will see what I'm reading in their own language. When I go to slideshow, I can turn on the use of subtitles and choose the language that I would like it to appear in. Here, I've selected Czech. Now, when I play my slides, water on Earth is constantly moving. It is recycled over and over again.
Similarly to Microsoft, GSuite from Google also includes accessibility features and tools to help all users access the software. For example, adding an extension called Chromebox to your Chrome web browser enables a screen reader, which can be used to read any text within the browser window. This includes using tools such as Google Docs within the Chrome browser, which means that text can be read back to pupils using the accessibility menu to access the speak option. However, it's worth bearing in mind that this extension isn't currently as easy to use as the Microsoft tool we saw earlier in the video. Google Docs, like Microsoft Word, also offers the opportunity to dictate text, including punctuation, using the voice typing option within the Tools menu. Speak clearly at a normal volume, comma, noting any punctuation, full stop. You can even say words for images, like smiley face. Another example of a tool built into GSuite which can support our pupils is the Explore tool in Google Slides. Using Explore allows the user to search the web without needing to open a new window. This makes research more manageable and includes the opportunity to search for images. Here, I can click on any of these links to open the websites. I can also see the images that resulted from my search and choose one to add to my slideshow. A great app to support pupils in collaborating on and responding to tasks is Seesaw. Like the Google and Microsoft tools we've already seen, this is a free tool which can be set up by any school. Tasks can be assigned and pupils complete them online. Pupils can respond to a task in the way that best suits their needs. For example, taking a photo, drawing or writing directly on the screen, recording a video, typing, or uploading or linking to another file. For schools already using Google Classroom, setup is very straightforward as classes can be imported directly from Google. Activities assigned in Seesaw can be directly linked from Google Classroom, and Google Classroom tasks can be added to Seesaw to allow pupils to use the full range of Seesaw tools to respond. The combination of Google Classroom with Seesaw is a powerful way to enable all pupils to access the same tasks using the same resources.
Purple Mash provides a whole variety of tools and materials, activities that can support different learners. You can set up tasks and scaffold the learning. So using the same example of the water cycle, you can add in the images you want children to use to describe what they've learnt. You could set up galleries for children to select the images and put them in the order that they're needed before they add their text. Clicking on the plus will allow them to make that selection. Or you could make use of one of the resources included in Purple Mash. So for the water cycle, they could make use of this task where they've got prompts set up to remind them what they need to think about, and they can make use of the clip art available. Those prompts could be edited to make them simpler, or for the children to use those as keywords that when they clicked on would be added immediately into the document that they're making. Serial Mash also includes a set of books called Firebolts. These are science fiction and sports books which are aimed at lower ability readers that are older, and you want to provide something that will hold their interest.
Many young people with specific needs enjoy playing computer games, but can at times face barriers caused by the design of the game. The accessibility in game search within the Family Video Game Database provides a great opportunity for families to select games which have accessibility features to suit their needs. Here, the editor of the database, Andy Robertson, describes how the accessibility search works.
A big part of the Family Video Game Database are the accessibility details we put in for each of the games we add to the system. So you can see here in the accessibility area, Fall Guys here has 21 different accessibility options in the different areas, and these are individually flagged in the database. This gives us a nice printout here of what the accessibility is, so you can have a clear idea of whether this game is suitable and easy to play. But it also means that you can search the database for games of a particular style and with particular accessibility features. So for instance, if you were playing The Messenger, but maybe you found that the visuals of this game were hard to see, it's quite a dark platform game, there's quite a bit of movement in the background, you could use the database search to find alternative games to play that might suit your needs. The thing to know is what genre it is. So this is mainly a platform game, as you can see in the description. So if we go to the search, let's put in a general search of genre. We're going to look for platform games. Minimum age rating, we don't want it to be too old, so let's say 16 or under. But now we're going to go to the accessibility features. If you click this button, you can see here, visibility. We want to have a bright, colourful palette. So let's see what that gives us. If we search games, you can see we've got some results of platform games that have got a bright, colourful palette, and there's quite a range to choose from here. But maybe we want to add some additional accessibility criteria. So let's look for platform games that give us a tutorial to get us started, as well as having bright, colourful palette. We click search. The list is refined for us, and we can again see our list of platform games, and we can refine this further. So let's take that a step further to say we'd actually like games that are low pressure, that they're not time limited in the things we're trying to achieve, so we can take our time with the game and not have to rush. So let's search again, and the list at the bottom here is refreshed, so we've got 3 games. How about one final criteria, that we don't want to have to hold buttons down to do any operation? So click search again, and there you go, we've got down to 1 game. Now this is early days in the database and we're still adding lots of accessibility data, but you can see already how this information can help you refine and discover games that would be really good for you or for your child to play.
We've looked very briefly at Microsoft Education, GSuite for Education, Seesaw and Purple Mash, and are aware that we've shown only a very small selection of the available features in these tools, and also that there are other tools available, such as those offered in Just Too Easy. We hope you've been able to see how the tools we've shown can make a difference to your learners, and identified ones that you will make use of in your school. The Education Endowment Foundation identified the importance of ensuring access to technology for all pupils in order to develop effective online learning. To meet the needs of the disadvantaged pupils, they encourage teachers to know the platform you are using, know the needs of your learners, and recognise accessibility options. Do get in touch if you would like further information or some CPD for your school.